All right. All right. Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another webinar here at the Day Trading Institution. So hopefully, guys, I've seen a lot of you come very consistently to the webinars. Hopefully, if you don't come to one of the webinars, you go back and watch the recording. But pretty much what I'm going to be doing, like always, is we're going to break the webinar into two, or we're going to be doing a chart breakdown and then a Q&A. So what I'm going to be doing is pretty much going over my current position here on silver, or a trade that I also took last night, along with what we could potentially expect following the next few days and the next few hours. So we're going to go over silver, gold, and GJ, which I feel like both were really clean trades to catch. Anyways, let's go over silver first. So when it came down to silver on the daily time frame, one thing again about supply and demand, support and resistance, is once price breaks above an area, you always want to wait for that retest and you want to wait for that buying pressure. And in the case with silver here, price on this daily time frame ended up closing back above this level of support over here. Again, you always want to look left. Structure will always leave clues as to where you could take your next possible trading opportunities, right? So price closed above this level of support over here, and it's very simple, right? What do? We go down to a lower time frame so we can look at more detailed information, because again, this candlestick chart is all data. So what can we see here? We see support, support, resistance, right? We see resistance, resistance, resistance. So once price broke above, it should have been an automatic setup for you. It's okay. Let's wait for price to pull back down into that area, wait for support to form, and then look to go long up into the next level of resistance, which my target is about to get hit up here at this next level of resistance. Because you got to remember, when we enter at a level of support, our targets are going to be the next level of resistance or the next level of support, depending if you're going long or short. So the first signs of me actually looking to take a long position was this 4-hour candlestick here. Notice how price ended up coming right back into the level of resistance, and it held that support. There was buying pressure in this area here. At that point in time, I went down to a 30-minute time frame, and I saw not one, but two rejections of this area already. You can also bring out the RSI and see that there is very strong divergence. So you could have potentially taken a position based off of this kind of little double bottom pattern that you have here. And then you would have placed your stop loss again under support, under the wick, and then the target would have been the next level of resistance being up here, and you could have potentially squeezed 4 times your risk. This is not where I got in because price was trading at about this area over here, London session. I literally stayed up all night so I can wait for my entry and get in during New York, because again, gold and silver are pairs that are going to move predominantly with the New York session. So what did I do? I waited for a retest. Very simple. So what I actually did was actually scaled into a position here. So once price actually started to come down and I saw this candlestick formation, not a strong entry candlestick, but again, if you guys watch the scaling in method in the course, I entered a position here. I entered another position over here, and then I entered a position when price actually broke above this area right here, which I had 3 positions right there. And I actually ended up taking 2 of my positions off at this area here, and I'm holding 1 position all the way up to this area, which is about to get hit. So literally, it couldn't have been any cleaner than that, right? Because again, every time price comes down into support, that's when you want to look to actually start taking long positions. You want to wait for price to reject support, because remember, we're placing our stop losses in an area where if price comes down into that area, the trade is no longer valid. So price can do whatever it wants at support as long as it maintains above it. So that was silver. So what I'm going to be looking for tonight on silver, obviously, I'm not going to be taking a trade on silver because I'm in one right now. My target's literally about to get hit at any moment. But I am expecting for there to be some selling pressure within this area because of how price has reacted at this area before. So I'm going to be expecting some selling pressure, and we could potentially see price come back down. Where could we see price come back down? We could see price potentially come back down into these highs over here, or price can even come all the way back down into our level of support again, just kind of like what happened over here. So at this point in time, it's kind of just a waiting game with silver. Now with gold, there was no setup for me to actually take, because again, I waited and wanted to see price come back into 1813, which it never really did. But if you look left, you can see that there is support and resistance where it did reject over here, and gold is traveling all the way up to 1830. So at this point in time, we have to wait and see what gold does when it does come up into this 1830 area, where again, we could see selling pressure we go on the weekly time frame and price is just consolidating. So really, I would like to wait and see what price does at this area. As of right now, there's nothing to do on gold unless you're looking for some form of a short setup, which I personally wouldn't be too comfortable selling gold at this point in time, just because of the way the daily is forming along with the weekly time frame. We could see price continue to trade up and price actually close above 1830 on this weekly time frame, and price could potentially continue to move higher from that point in time. Now, when it comes down to GJ, I'm actually going to be looking for GJ shorts, because price, again, resistance over here, and there's also resistance at this area over here as well. So this is a double top pattern that could be potentially forming. You go to a daily time frame and we see price is starting to reject this area another time. Yesterday's daily candlestick actually failed to close above resistance, which is a sign that there could be selling pressure. So we could see GJ actually come back down into these lows over here, which that is definitely a possibility. At minimum, we'll see it come down into these areas over here, because again, we're targeting the next level of support. If this level of resistance gets rejected, we're targeting the next level of support. Now, does that mean I'm going to take a sell on GJ right now? No, obviously not. I would like to wait and see if price can actually come back up and give me another retest and a hold of this area. Also, I would like to see what price does on the 4-hour time frame, because again, right, we want to wait for that 4-hour 1 a.m. close. Now, if price ends up breaking above resistance by then, simple, wait for the retest, look to take price up to 157, 100, which would be our next level of support, our next level of resistance. So that's what I'm going to be waiting for over the next couple of hours. You check the RSI here on the daily time frame. There is also RSI divergence. So that's pretty much the breakdown for now. Does anybody have any questions on either gold, GJ, or silver? By the way, if anyone knows a broker that offers tight spreads on silver, let me know, because every broker I've traded on so far, the silver spreads are garbage.
Bro, I have a question.
Let's go, bro.
Sorry for my bad English.
Don't even worry about it.
I want to know if before trading gold, it's necessary to see movements on silver, because I have seen these last days have movements similar. When silver goes up a little, gold go up a little.
Well,
Do
yeah,
you think?
remember they're both commodities, so they're both going to move very similarly.
Oh yeah, bueno, gracias.
Yeah, but I wouldn't like. Again, I treat each pair as its own individual. I wouldn't try and correlate them, even though again they're both.
Oh, see, these days have similar movements, and I want to know that. Thanks.
But that's why I like to trade both gold and silver, because yesterday on gold, I didn't have a setup to actually want to take a position. Right now, I could have taken a position based off of this rejection on the 30-minute time frame, but silver was just a way cleaner position because it's a setup I was waiting for. So I took the silver position instead of the gold position. So that's why I like to trade both.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah. Anybody else have any questions?
Yeah, what's up, Raul?
Good, bro.
What time you usually take your trades?
It depends. Typically like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. is when I'm trading London. If like yesterday where I didn't have an entry on silver, I'll wait it out. I was up to I think I started taking positions like at 7 a.m. yesterday on silver.
Yeah. So as a swing trader, do you advise taking trade from Asian time till maybe to London or New York time?
I mean, the way I feel about swing trading is the setup is more important than the time actually entering. So I personally don't swing trade, but I think that's a question that you can answer because you're swing trading. So
yeah, I mean, I would just say either London or New York, but I would definitely try to stay away from Asia session for sure.
Okay, so for example, you take a trade on a London session. Usually, what time you close your trade? Usually, you can wait 1 day, 2 days, or 3 days. What? Usually, how long you hold the trades?
My trade either hits my stop loss or my take profit. I don't really sometimes it gets there in a day, sometimes it gets there in 5 days. Just there's no set time to when it's gonna hit that. It just depends on how the market's moving.
Okay, you just hold it till you get your take profit, or sometimes you close it before take profit.
I don't ever close it before take profit because then it messes up the risk to reward. So
Okay. So what is your, like, for example, your advice for a swing trader? What is good is like more like reasonable for this market?
What's your advice for a swing trader?
for this type of market, I mean, I only like taking trades that I have like 3 time frames in sync minimum. So I mean, if you have your 3 time frames in sync, just look for the next structure high, lower high to get it long. Simplified.
And then what structure like you usually take? You taking the daily structure or the 4-hour structure?
Are you trading based on the daily or 4-hour structure?
Like weekly 4-hour. If they're all bullish, then I'm looking for like any 4-hour higher low or 1 hour higher low to get it.
Okay, thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, Raul, how you doing? Hi, Alex. Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, bro?
What's up? Can you go to the GGU chart, please, to ask you something about structure? Most of my mistakes I did in when the structure, you know. So if you go to the daily time frame, I see that the price could be potentially is forming a new higher low.
Yeah.
But in 4-hour, most of my trade I base it on the structure. I know, in 4-hour.
Okay.
So in 4-hour, I see that the price has make a bust, break the structure, and made a new lower low. So then the price consolidate, but at that point I don't know how to do what to do, sorry, because
Well, the thing is, price never broke structure on this bullish condition and made a lower low. If we pay attention to market structure here, you got to remember, like, this is just noise. This is all of impulse, and this is just a noise, right? It's not a real pullback. It's not like a 38.20 pullback. So where are our real structure points? Right here, 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 right? Then price went up, broke this structure, forming a higher high point, which is up here. And then price came down, formed this higher low point. So you can expect price to come up to this structure point now too. And how you could have potentially taken this position was very simple. You have this previous area of structure that price pulled back into. You can pull a Fibonacci retracement tool from this point to this point, seeing that price pulled back just about 50%. More importantly, though, price never broke under this level of support. So now we know the fact that market structure is bullish because it went from making lower lows and lower highs to now making a higher high, right? This is the second leg in a 3-leg extension that we're looking to actually catch. So us anticipating the third leg to actually form, what do we have to do? We have to wait for a level of support to be established and then buy at the level of support. Right here, let me actually do the replay, right? This should have been your signal to buy right here. After this big rejection and price closing back above support, that should have been your first signal to actually look to take a long position. Now, however you'd want to take that long position, ultimately it's up to you as a trader at the end of the day, right? You take a long position, stop loss goes under the low. Even if you target this high up here, you're going to gain roughly 2.6 times your risk. And at that point in time, trading based off of this 4-hour time frame, you kind of just have to let it play out, and price is sitting out right here right now, right? So stops automatically under support. And if you go down to an hour time frame, what we could start to see is hours slowly transition, right? Pay attention to the wicks. Notice how the wicks were actually getting lower and lower, but then at some point they actually started transferring and making higher lows. Notice how these highs were being maintained, and then at some point in time, price broke above these highs, piercing these highs, and then making a higher low point. So you could see the kind of U formation. You could see the transition within price. You could see how many times sellers tried breaking under this level of support, but failed. And again, we're still maintaining that buy bias because of the way this market structure broke. This is like a clean as day bearish break right here, where price is making lower lows, lower highs. So then we have a higher high. So where can you expect price to pull back into? Our previous level of structure. Once price was in this zone, that's when you should have started looking to take buy positions. And again, However you wanted to take that. Ultimately, it's up to you as a trader. If you wanted to take an aggressive here, you wanted a more conservative position, or maybe you wanted a better entry signal, which would have been here, right? But just this area should have been an area for you to look to actually buy. One thing you could have done as well is pulled a Fibonacci retracement tool and looked at the extensions. But potentially, if price breaks above these highs, we're going to travel up to these highs up here. Then if price breaks above those highs, we'll come back up into these highs up here. But this is probably going to take, days or weeks, end up playing out all the way up to here. What was definitely super clean though was, again, the rejection of this area, that break of structure, and we're expecting price to come back up into 1.36285. So that's how I see market structure. That's how you want to identify market structure, because when you said break of structure, right, and price formed a lower low, right, this is just noise. It's not a real pullback.
Yeah, most of the time I made two mistakes in that point when I saw, like I said, a structure has broke, but you said that is no. For me, it's very difficult to identify the noise of the market structure. I failed most of my trade in that point. I thought to buy in 4 hour. Go to the 4 hour time frame, please. Again, I thought to buy after this candle closed the pin bar. I thought, but I said to myself, "Oh my God, the price has broke structure now. If I bought there, it could potentially close my position at the stop loss and go traveling down." So
that's
for me,
the thing about trading pullbacks is sometimes you're going to think this is a pullback, but then price does this, and then comes here, and then starts going back up again, and then this could be the pullback, and you can see price actually do this, right? That's what makes pullback trading difficult at times, because you need to make a hypothesis on where that pullback is going to end and where the extension is going to start. That's the con about trading pullbacks, because price could literally do this, right? It starts going up, you take a buy position, stops you out. So it's going up again, you take a buy position, stops you out. And then ultimately it could actually go up from this point on, where you take a buy position, making back these two losses plus more. That's why people like to trade pullbacks, even though the con is that it's very difficult to see where the pullback could potentially end. The reward significantly makes up for the difficulty on where this pullback could actually end. It makes it a little bit easier for us when we identify levels of market structure such as this one, because again, it comes down to the basic principles of supply and demand.
yeah. Thank you so much, Raul. Thank you.
Hey, Raul,
Okay, bro.
can you go on silver? Just I took the trade as well around the same time as you. I was looking at the 5 minute. But can you explain a little bit better why you entered when you did when price was going short around that third leg?
Well, have you gotten to the scaling into an entry portions yet?
Not really, no. So
there I go a little bit more in depth on why I entered where I did. But basically, all I was simply doing was just scaling into an entry. So instead of taking one position at a 2% risk, what I did was break my position into 3, where it accumulated into a 2% risk, right? Because I already had my buy signal being here. So this is where I'm supposed to be in the trade. But since I missed out on the trade, what I did was, people refer to this as like pyramiding into an entry, right? Is you enter, instead of entering one position after another buy signal for a 2% risk, right? You take more aggressive positions at a percentage of what you would normally risk, right? So the risk was always going to be the same, right? I was going to lose 10 grand on this trade because I wanted to lose 10 grand on this trade. That's what I wanted to put behind risk, just random example, right? So what I did was, instead of losing or entering one position at a $10,000 risk, I entered 2 positions at a $5,000 risk. One position was just a little bit more aggressive, because then if silver would have taken off from this point on, I would at least have half of the risk. But then if silver would have came down, given me my entry signal, I would have entered that other $5,000 risk. Does that kind of make sense?
no, I actually maybe misunderstood. I understood the scaling. I didn't realize, as soon as you told me that your entry signal was before, yes, you weren't awake or you said you did.
Yeah, because
Um,
after these two rejections, this candlestick right here would have been my entry signal, but price.
Yeah, okay, so that was enough. That was enough right there. And then I get it. As price came back down, you're getting the same entry
Yeah,
that gave you that second chance. And I
yeah, it gave me that second chance to get in the market, right? Because again, I'm not gonna buy up here because it's gonna kill my risk reward and silver spreads on top of that. I buy here, shit's gonna place me all the way up here.
What's your spread, man? What's your spread?
Bro, my when I took an entry here, it put me in like up here.
Like how many pips? So you got like what, 4 pips spread?
Probably a little bit more than that. I mean, every broker is different, but from what I've seen, most brokers have around the same spread. Yeah, 4 pip spread.
Okay, I got one.
Is somebody trying to ask something?
I'll shoot you an email of what my brokerage and stuff.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, just send
Raul,
me on Discord. What's up, bro?
yo, the scaling in part is not open for me yet.
Let me check. The scaling in video?
Yeah,
Yeah, mine too. Parts 10, 13. It only showed up part 15.
yeah, exactly. Like right now I can see part 10, 11, and 13.
Let me see. You don't see 15 either?
No, I can see 15.
No, I'm talking I'm not talking about scaling your trading. I'm talking about it's in the entry section.
Oh, okay, that's another
Yeah,
thing.
so you go to part 6 and the video is entries part 1, scaling into an entry. That's what I'm talking about. The other
Yeah,
section,
okay.
Yeah.
I can see it.
yeah.
Yeah, one more thing.
Yeah.
If you go to GU right now, GU. I have supply and demand level at 1.3355. Yeah, go on the 4 hour. It's better.
1.355, like right here.
No, down. Yeah, it's there. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So do you think like it's a good level, like to wait for a pullback?
I mean, you could wait for a pullback and take like an intraday position from this area. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you could wait for a pullback and take an intraday position from this area. Because again, like, there's a reason why price stopped here and then continue to travel up higher. You just again have to wait for the break, the retest. Well, it's already breaking. You'd have to wait for the retest and look for price to come back up into this area. Maybe even this area here.
Okay. Thanks, bro.
Yo, Raul, can you go to GJ real quick?
GJ.
15-minute chart around 11:30 a.m. this morning. So you see that first,
That's like what right here?
yeah. You see that bearish variation right there?
Yeah.
So I pretty much got in right there and I put stops. Pretty much my stop was at 156.77.
Would you get in on a buy or a sell?
I shorted.
Okay.
So then I saw price, you see that big
Why'd you sell here?
because I had a zone marked there and I saw price close below my zone. And then I had multiple bearish candles close under that zone. Plus I had the bearish variation. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to short this here. So the reason I'm asking is because you mentioned that you're waiting for price to, you're pretty much waiting to see what the 4-hour candle does around 1 a.m. tonight or this.
Yeah, thing is, I wouldn't have taken a sell right there after that 15-minute bearish variation. If you want to be aggressive, you could have taken a sell after this 4-hour close, because what could have happened is there's still bullish momentum, right? Look how strong this bullish momentum is. Now,
Right.
price broke above this area, right? What could have happened is price pulled back down and price could have gone long from here. So that would have been a too aggressive of a sell position for me personally. I just would have waited for, again, this rejection here. Now what I'm gonna wait for is for price to pull back up and look for another rejection.
Okay. So I see you use lines for some zones and then you use boxes for supply and demand, I believe.
I mean, to be honest, like, they're both really kind of very similar. They're kind of the same thing. I just like sometimes boxes colors up my chart too much, so I like to use lines. But overall, like I know when price is approaching an area because again, like lines are kind of just like indicators to tell me when price is in that area.
Right. Okay, so that was too aggressive. I mean, I'm in blue, obviously, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, just manage your trade however you manage it,
all right, cool.
Yeah.
Question again, Raul, about the silver. Do you mind going on the 5 minute on silver on that entry that we're just talking about?
Yeah.
So I got in right after that pin at the right there. Actually, next candle. Next candle I got in once it broke that structure.
Above here.
Would you recommend, like, what are your thoughts on an entry like that? Is the 5 minute too low because of volume or?
No, again, because remember, like we're just looking to enter in the overall general zone, right? So if you want to just know, like the 5 minute can be a very aggressive entry, but the fact that you waited for price to actually break above these highs over here is a pretty great sign. Because that's what I was paying attention to earlier today when taking my third position, is that I waited for price in this 5 minute time frame to break above that minor level of resistance. That's when I got in again for the third time.
Okay, cool. So similar. Awesome. Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
Hey, bro, just quick question. Just going back to the courses, updates and stuff. I got an email from the DTI team. It says there's new content available for you today. It says part 10, 11, and 13. So there's no content from that, yeah?
Let me see. I don't know why you guys are getting those emails. I don't know if that's from the team. I don't think so. I think that's from just Kajabi because I'm adding content to them, but I still have those sections locked because I didn't like some of them. I had to remake some of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. No, because I thought mine was kind of like not updating and stuff. That's fine. Thank you.
Oh,
Raul,
Raul. Oh,
you can
you
go.
go first.
Yeah, you can
I
go,
bet.
bro.
Yo, this is like for you and for like Alex too. So Raul, you're more of a day trader, but Alex is a swing trader. This like I want to hear like Alex's like opinion on this, how different if he's done day trading, how the psychology is different.
So in terms of day trading, like you got to make more decisions a lot quicker than swing trading because things tend to play out a lot faster versus swing trading. Because swing trading, you got to take your time and you can actually compose your thoughts a lot more and hold off on making certain decisions versus on day trading. You got to make a decision every 30 minutes.
It's a little more impulsive.
Of course, versus scalping. Scalping, you're probably like a crack.
Scalping, you're just you're just on your screen 24/7.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. Thank you.
Raul,
So, bro.
yeah. So if you go on GJ, on the 1 hour. So I had this level of supply and demand on the 156.5 exactly.
Okay.
So I waited on the 15 minute. If you go on the 15 minute, I waited for Raul, GJ, yes.
Oh, GJ, my bad.
Yeah.
156.5 right here.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Then I went on the 15 minute and I entered after the engulfing. No, like I entered a buy after the bullish engulfing.
Okay.
At 2 a.m. I think.
At 2 a.m. last night.
Yeah, last night.
Where's that?
Yeah,
Right?
that is bullshit. No. Like after price broke the 156.5 and then retested, I entered the buy.
Well, 150, it's not making sense to me because 156 point, are you talking about 156.500 or?
Yeah, 156.5.
Yeah, 156.500 is here, but that's not 2 a.m. Oh, but maybe it's 2 a.m. for you. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not same. But there is like after price broke that level, it retested and give us a bullish engulfing.
You're talking about this area right here?
No, after price broke it.
156.5.
Yeah, go a little bit to left. Yeah, exactly that one.
Okay.
I entered there, then price fucked me up.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna happen, again, it's a probabilities game. Again, I don't think maybe the setup was the cleanest because of where it was on the daily resistant in this entire area. That's why I don't really take trades based off of 15-minute time frames, just because the quality isn't always going to be as great as like an hour time frame or a 30-minute time frame or 4-hour time frame.
Yeah, so I need to wait for like time frame correlation.
Yeah, of course, your time frames have to be in sync.
I think, bro.
Yo,
Yo,
Raul.
Raul, question. So I constantly hear you talking about trying to find a broker. Have you thought about making one? Because I'm sure like you could probably make one, right? Especially like what is it? Is it a lot of money or what?
It's not as simple.
Yeah.
The thing about brokers is, it's just a sketchy business because you're not legally allowed to own a brokerage within the United States, and the brokerage cannot accept you as clients. That's when you're going to fall under problems with the SEC.
All right, that makes sense. And I don't want to start no beef or something, but this is for Alex, bro. Yo, deadass, why you steal my Forex tag, bro? I'm sus FX, bro. That shit. No, that shit isn't funny, bro. Deadass, you need to chill with
Your
that.
room's so blue. Your room's blue as fuck, bro.
You can have it, bro. You can have it.
Yo, I don't know. I think you should call the Blue Man Group up, bro. Come on. They might need you.
I was getting ready to.
Bro, I see that. I see your room from like my crib, and I live like two buildings down. That's how blue it is.
That's funny.
That's funny, bro. Yeah, I was like, what is this guy gonna say right now?
No, I'm fucking with you, bro. Thank you, though, Raul. Thank you.
Yeah, bro, no problem.
Yo, Raul, my boy.
It's good, bro.
I you could go to EU real quick. I
Yeah.
took a short on EU. I took it on the I seen like from up there, and I was just wondering like what you think about like a short from right there or not.
The only thing is like looking at short EU is it looks like the structure could potentially change. Like I see why you took a short, there's resistance in this area.
Yeah,
I would probably wait for another reversal sign on like the 4-hour time frame. So wait for the 4-hour to probably do something like this, right?
yeah,
Probably go short. Maybe even a retest from here would be nice actually to go short.
yeah. Cause I was thinking like why it's taking so long to drop, but yeah, but that's the reason I took a short from there. But as long as we seeing the same thing, then I know I'm Gucci.
Yeah, I mean, you're shorting off a daily level. There's a reason why price had a big reaction here and dropped so far.
Yeah, I was trying to catch it like again, like cause like it pulled back into like up there, so I tried to like get it up there. So yeah.
No, I see the shorts. I see the shorts. Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. So there's 2 minutes left in the webinar. Does anybody have any last questions they want me to answer really quick?
Hey, bro, I got one. It's more on psychology and stuff. Because
Okay.
I'm going through it right now. Like, how do you deal with like losing streaks? Do you keep on like trading, or like do you tend to stay away from the markets?
So like, it's hard because I don't know if you've seen my newest YouTube video. I kind of talked about it a little bit, right? So basically, when it comes down to a losing streak, I have to trade you. You gotta have to trade through it. You know what I mean? You can always take like a little break, maybe not trade the following day, depending on how bad the losing streak is. But typically, after you lose 3 trades in a row, it's going to be very difficult for you to execute on your trading methodology with the same amount of accuracy as if you're in a winning streak. Which winning streaks can be just as bad as losing streaks because after you win 3 trades, you want to take double the positions that you normally take. So the main thing is you got to do things to bring back up your confidence. That's number one, and try not to get discouraged as best as possible and literally trust in your system.
Yeah, man, because I've been going through it right now. I've like 8 consecutive trading losses, and I'm like, fuck, man, what do I do right now?
It depends what type of risk rewards do you normally target.
I usually do like 2.5. Or no, not 2.5, sorry. Oh yeah, 2.1 to 2.5
What times do you
risk to reward. Usually what times do I trade? Like, what do you mean?
what time do you normally like trade?
Oh, usually like
For the
an
webinar,
hour.
before the webinar ends, what you got to do is look at why you took those losses, look at the times and see if you see any patterns that pop up and why those losses could have probably been caused so you can avoid them again in making those mistakes in the future. Like if you would have taken a loss, and you always take a loss 2 hours before session, let's just say you get stopped down and price goes in your favor during session. Well, there you go. You got to stop trading before session. You got to look back into your trade to see why you lost.
Yeah, because I usually take my trades like, yeah, like you said, if the setup was there, if it's an hour away from the session, take it.
Or just try and trade only during session. So literally right when 3 a.m. opens is when you look for that entry. Anyways, guys, I'm sorry the webinar is really going to end. If you have any questions, send me a message on Discord. I'm going to answer my Discord questions now.
All right. Thanks, Raul.
Thank you, brother. Have a good night.
All right, you too.
Dang.